Welcome. We're still tackling the dolls, the play The Doll's House by Henrik Ibsen, and characters still characters and characterization. That is the characters' traits and how they have acquired these particular characters, and of course their role in the plot development. That is. So, and again, I want to say this: if it is your first time that you're coming across this, the good thing and the wise thing that maybe if you find this particular information helpful is to subscribe, because there is tons of information um, that is yet to be uploaded, and I wouldn't like you to be left out. So your subscription will uh, do you good. So therefore, let's get to the next character, and the next character in our order of procession is Mrs. Christine Linde. Mrs. Christine Linde is an old school friend of Nora's. She's a woman whose marriage was loveless, and based on a need for financial security and who doesn't have any children, she and Krogstad had been in love before. But he was too poor to support her family. She arrives in town in search of a job in order to earn money and survive independently. What are her character traits? 1. She's honest and truthful. She tells Krogstad that Nora must eventually conclude through her own sufferings that the only way of life which can survive the crisis is one based on truthful relationships. She believes very deeply in honesty and stops Krogstad from taking the letter he wrote to Torvald back, thereby ensuring that Torvald finds out about Nora's secret. She insists that Helmer must know everything. This unhappy secret must come out, page 90. Even though she lets her power to change Krogstad's mind, she uses her influence to make certain that Nora's secret is discovered. She is hardworking. Towards the end of the play, she explains to Krogstad that she finds joy and meaning in work. She worked hard to support her helpless mother and 2 younger brothers since the death of her husband. She is independent-minded. She arrives in town in search of a job in order to earn money and survive independently. In this way, she is a modern woman. Traitorous. She stops Krogstad from taking the letter he wrote to Torvald back, thereby ensuring that Torvald finds out about Nora's secret, which seems like betrayal to her friend Nora. She is conservative and traditional. She tells both Krogstad and Nora that she is miserable without other people to take care of, thereby fitting into the traditional role of women as caretakers and nurturers. It is this conviction that causes her to marry Krogstad towards the end of the play. She is selfish and materialistic. She ended up marrying another man in order to have enough money to support her dying mother and young brothers. Apparently, Krogstad was too poor currently to marry her. This left Krogstad lost and embittered, unhappy in his own marriage, and is presented as the reason behind his moral corruption. She's resilient. She has lived an independent life as a single working woman. She has struggled financially, and now that she has no one to look after, she feels empty. What are her roles in the play? Number 1, plot development. She lets the audience know the inner thoughts of the protagonist. She has a major effect on events that happen in the play. Another role is that she reveals character traits of Nora and Krogstad. Mrs. Linde functions as a convenient device for exposition. She enters Act 1 as an almost forgotten friend, a lonely widow seeking a job from Nora's husband. However, Nora does not spend much time listening to Mrs. Linde's troubles. Rather, selfishly, Nora discusses how excited she is about Torvald Helmer's recent success. Through Mrs. Linde, Nora launches into a dramatic explanation of all her secret activities, including obtaining a loan, saving Torvald's life, paying off her debts. Nora's secret and her character, that's from the previous slide, that is Nora's secret and her character traits. She is the first character to see that Nora is not a child. That is Mrs. Linde. Now, she develops theme. She introduces the theme of deception. Now, through Mrs. Linde, Nora reveals that she has lied to save Helmer's life and therefore deceived him with her cleverness. She enhances style. She foreshadows, there's a style of foreshadowing, how Nora will confront a bitter future after learning that her marriage is based on deception by recounting how her herself sacrificed her rights to love and self-determination by marrying for financial security. This marks the end of this particular episode once again. And as usual, just a reminder, if it's your first time that you're coming across this one and you find this piece of information important or helpful, the only good thing that you'll have to do is to subscribe and stay updated for the future updates, because that is the only way you can be updated. And above all, I also want to wish the very, very best those who are doing or who are taking the exams this year.